For the past several weeks, I have been plagued with vivid nightmares. My restless slumber is interrupted by images of a horrific nature, of drinking cups engraved with whimsical creatures, simple leather goods, silver inlaid cutlery, and worst of all, wooden domestic sculptures. So naturally, I made the modest pilgrimage up to the Met cloisters for their newest exhibition in order to satiate my hunger for everyday medieval objects. This is Rich Man, Poor Man. The journey up to the cloisters was pleasant, if long. The route from Pratt requires less transfers than if one were actually going to the Met, but is far longer and does include an extended uphill walk in its final stretch. However, I was immediately surprised by the natural scenery of the area and how the museum manages to seclude itself from direct views of the city. The external and internal architecture is also gorgeous, with a sufficient number of actual cloisters to warrant its name. Unlike the Met, its collection is small enough to be realistically viewed in one trip, which is why I would highly recommend it both as a touristy outing when family is in town, or as a solo day trip for sketching. The Rich Man, Poor Man exhibition took up a small gallery in the lower floors of the museum. It contained a row of stained glass windows on its outer wall, allowing the light from the courtyards beyond to illuminate the objects of the collection. Its selection of objects provided a look into the lives of England's emerging urban middle class during the late medieval period, including garments, tapestries, furniture, kitchenware, and decor. With this evidence as a guide, our viewer can paint a rich picture of what life may have been like for men of this era. Our modern conception of the Middle Ages often paints the image of a bleak, violent world full of courageous knights and barbaric torture methods. But of course, this reading ignores the presence of ordinary life, especially considering that this period heralded the emergence of the modern middle class, following the growth of commerce in European urban centers. This exhibition serves as an investigation of the modest medieval lifestyle primarily through the lens of one Henry Hamlin, a wealthy merchant from Exeter, England. A series of wooden sculptures that once decorated the exterior of his home serve as the centerpieces of the collection, and many of the images and themes present in these sculptures appear elsewhere here, and in the museum as a whole. I'm particularly fond of when small, goofy creatures are engraved into everyday objects, which is not only entertaining, but also reflects the religious superstition of the era. In fact, I would say that this period seems most defined by its sense of piety. It appears that the majority of social value is placed upon one's adherence to the established belief system on top of the appearance of wealth. This community's almost puritanical sense of faith, combined with its newfound consumerism, makes it somewhat comparable to American society, which is why I find this exhibition's subject matter to be particularly resonant in our current socioeconomic climate. As we witness the near death of the middle class today, it's important to consider the context of its beginnings. Personally, I found Rich Man, Poor Man and the cloisters as a whole to be a great experience that I would absolutely recommend to any artist or visiting friend. And for anyone considering a visit to the exhibition, be sure to check it out before it closes on August 20th, and bring your walking shoes.